How's it going, folks? How's it going? You already know the waves, and for sure, y'all already know the vibes. It is Zachariah White, a.k.a. King Big Daddy Drip, and also King from and of Southwest Florida, back at it like it's nothing with this drip and the sauce, cause I am the boss. I am back. We are here, man. Happy good day to every single one of y'all, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna say this, it's been a long time since I've done one of these episodes, but y'all, of course, I have to bring back the Royal High Table. All right, another episode. I don't even know what episode we on, but man, that's on me because I've been falling off. But also, even before I get into everything, right, what I want to let y'all know is because I know every single time I talk about how I want to add a new component whenever it is that I do these episodes, and y'all, I'm saying fuck it, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go live on IG this time around. So I'm recording here. I don't know what the hell it is. I got so many different cameras on me. I'll figure out what it is that I'm going to, I guess how I'm going to split up the footage, where I'm going to send what, and all that other sort of jazz, man. But y'all, let me go ahead and get this started right here on IG Live. Ooh. Meanwhile, we got some bomb-ass music in the background. Ooh. Ooh. How's it going, folks? How's it going? You already know the waves, and for sure, you already know the vibes. And of course, I got so many different cameras on me, man. It is so crazy. But of course, man, y'all already know it is Zachariah White, a.k.a. King Big Daddy Drip, and also King from and of Southwest Florida, King from and of Fort Myers, Florida, back at it like it's nothing with this drip and the sauce, cause I am the boss. I am back. We are here, and y'all listen, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I have cameras all over the place, and I'm gonna figure out what it is that I'm gonna do, with all the different footage that's gonna be caught. But I do happen to see, what is it, Rico Suava, who's up in the mix. Big shout outs to you. All right, now I'm doing something that I haven't done in a long time. All right, I know I got the news of the people going on. I got, the daily word from God. I have a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I'm gonna go ahead and wave back to you. All right, but this is one of those times where I'm actually going to be bringing back, all right, the Royal High Table. All right, now the Royal High Table is my podcast series for those of y'all who don't happen to know. It's a podcast series that I had going on, and big shout outs to you, all right, because of course I see that you also hopped up in here. All right, yeah, I know it's a little foreign. All right, I rarely do any lives, and actually I'm about to start doing some more. All right, but for this go around, all right, this is one of the episodes I'm trying to bring back my podcast series called the Royal High Table. All right, now I don't necessarily know who's all going to hop up in the chat, because this is actually my first time. Like, it's not my first episode. I've got over 40 something episodes, but as far as actually how should I say, live broadcasting it all over the place. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. I appreciate the love as always. You've always been supporting me regardless of, if it's the music, if it's, the news reporting, if it's, the game and stuff. I always appreciate it, man. And especially, when it comes to us getting right with the Lord, you've always been there for me. So, thank you so much for that, brother. But I'll go ahead and I'll say this. There may be a whole lot of times where y'all find me repeating myself. But, as far as, what I have for this particular go around, all right, how should I describe it? I'll say this. I just ended up planning this, I want to say about 30 minutes to an hour ago. Ooh. Hey, thank you. But I just ended up putting together a little something not too long ago, but I just really wanted to, get myself back in the grind. I know that right now I'm sort of kind of getting active, with a lot of different things, and I just wanted to, wanted for the podcasting to not fall so far back on the back burner, and, it's just been on me to keep up with it. But nonetheless, though, as far as what I have planned, I ended up picking out, more specifically, 6 questions. All right, I had 6 questions, and of course, this particular live can go, for as long as I won't say for as long as we want, because listen, we got to get up tomorrow. we got to get up tomorrow, man. It's Monday morning, and Mondays are always the toughest day. But we could go for a good bit talking about, whatever. But I had, I guess, my typical format for the podcast is I have something called a warm-up section, and then I have the hot section. Now, the warm-up section, I basically go on, websites and try and find some interesting questions, to answer. And I'll go ahead and, let you know, like, one of the questions, that I happen to see right now that I love to ask you, Ashrith, is it possible to lie without saying a word? And then, of course, I'll voice my, what I think, my answer is. But of course, also I guess there's definitely a great emphasis on you guys being present as well, because I want to hear your guys' feedback. I know whenever I posted the episodes, here and there I may get some comments, but for the most part, overall, it's not quite the same. So, I definitely have to, be more active and bring the content, I guess, like, really, put it is, I guess, how should I say this, as active as I am with other different media, I guess, forms of content, I need to make sure that I do the same thing when it comes to the podcast. So, we here, of course, and even before we actually go and get started, and I know that it depends. Oh, okay. Listen, Ashrith, he's already off. Listen, I see he already done started answering. It depends in your mind. Yes is okay. You know what? we gonna have to get to that. Man. But thank you so much again. But overall, even before we get started, and of course, I have my set things that I want to get to, and we can touch on some other things. Ashrith and whoever else that happens to join in, if y'all want to touch on some other stuff, we could definitely do that. But before we even get started, of course, for anybody who happens to be watching live, anybody who happens to be watching it later on, anybody who happens to be listening now or listening later on, overall, of course, one of the main, I guess, one of the main mantras, the main messages, that was established with the Royal High Table is that we are all kings, queens, gods, goddesses, bosses, emperors, whatever it is that you want to, we have a higher version of ourselves, all right? And of course, we all have our particular, how should I say, domain. We all have our particular thing that, we happen to, really, how should I say, I guess for lack of a better word, own, right? It's just a matter of life. Life is about finding out what it is that we, really rock with, what it is that we really own, what it is that, we really, I guess, what is our stuff, for lack of a better term. But of course, man, whenever it is that we chop it up, whenever it is that we get together, man, y'all definitely make sure that y'all wear y'all crowns, all right? Whether it be a real one, whether it be an emotional one, whether it be a physical one, whether it be just whatever kind of crowns, y'all just make sure that y'all wear it. Y'all wear it loud and proud for y'all. Y'all wear it loud and proud for who and what y'all represent, and y'all wear it loud and proud for the entire world to know, all right? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and cut the music off. Even though I'm not going to lie. I'm really rocking with it. But I'm going to cut the music off, and we're going to go ahead and get started, right? And actually, seeing it as, like, I had already gave Ashrith, like, a little sneak peek, I might as well just actually go right into it, right? So one of the questions that I did have for us to discuss on this particular evening was, is it possible to lie without saying a word? All right, is it possible to lie without saying a word? And I'll say this, Ashrith, he ended up giving us an excellent answer. His answer was, it depends in your mind. I guess it really depends on the intent within your mind, I guess. I think, Ashrith, you can definitely feel free to elaborate a little bit further. But what I am understanding and comprehending from that particular answer is really is more so, I guess, is the intent. I guess if the intent was to conceal the truth, or I guess by means of, okay, I know that you're looking for this particular bit of information, but I'm not going to tell you tell you the wrong, tell you like a lie outright, but I'm just not going to tell you the truth. I see what Ashrith means, and that makes perfectly good sense. This and I picked this question because I knew that I was going to have a difficult time answering the question. Is it possible to lie without saying a word? I do think it is possible to lie, because even there's many different ways of communications. Well, let's just say this. I won't say that there's many. Yo, Ashrith, yo, he beat me to it. All right. He ended up mentioning you can use body language to show lying without speaking. Most speaking words is tricky to lie without saying words for some. True. All right. All cameras that happen to be on me or whatever. Yo, he's on to something. And that's exactly where I was about to go as well. I think it is very. I mean, even so, one quick small little example would be, me, and again, take whichever person who happens to be watching out there. Say if you and I, we were both we both trying to talk, you trying to find something out, and I'm just sitting here and you're asking me a question, and I know that the answer is yes. And then some, but I shake my head no, like that suffices. I guess that provides a particular scenario for it being possible to lie without saying a word. So yeah, no. I definitely do think it's possible to lie without saying a word, but I am also going to try to fight myself on this one and try to make a case for why it isn't possible to lie without saying a word. But Ashrith, he ended up mentioning another good point as well. All right. What he mentioned was that different communications, there's different forms of communications. That's true. Sign language being one, body language being one. Not only that, too, I mean, silence in itself, I guess not just outright, just not doing anything. That's very powerful, whether people know it or not. I don't think people, and there's going to be many different times where I end up mentioning this, but I think, how should I say this? There is value in a lot of things, but there's definitely, people don't know this, but there's value in nothing. All right. So and I know that's it's a little tricky. It's hard to explain. It's like, what the hell are you saying? But I'll say, take in a given scenario, right? Let's just say this, right? Say for instance, we're talking about the common analogy of glass half full, glass half empty, that sort of thing, right? Of course, if a glass is pretty full, that means something. That has some sort of a value. But if it's empty, it also has some sort of a value as well. So even that not speak, it's like damn near everything. I guess everything can be something, especially in the context of, this particular question: is it possible to lie without saying a word? Jeez, man. Now, is it possible to lie without saying a word? I'm trying to make a case for why it isn't possible. If I had to think of something, it would probably be something along the lines of, I'd probably touch along the lines of, it's what seems to be the most direct line of communication, which is speaking, right? I guess, talking, the most utilized one, seems like all throughout the world. And seeing that as it is the most utilized, or let's just say this, right? This, because maybe that particular statement can be debated, right? What I'll say is, it may be an opinionated statement, but it's damn near factual. Is that, if speaking isn't the most common form of communication, is definitely up there. It's definitely one of the most methods utilized, and seeing it as it's so commonly utilized by everybody, regardless of the language, regardless of the nation that you happen to be in. There's a certain emphasis on actually saying something. So in order to lie, in which I'm actually going to type up the definition of lie, right? So according to Google, in which, by the way, hell, even sometimes I don't even fully rock with and trust Google, but Google mentions that lying essentially is, I guess. Oh wow, I damn near read I almost read the wrong one. Let's see. The way, direction. No, that's not it. What the hell? Give me the verb. Okay. Okay, hold up, y'all. My bad. I don't know what the heck is going on because. Okay, I found it. An intentionally false statement. That's the tricky part. Because in order to, and one, we could get wrapped up in this particular conversation all day long, because it's that key phrase. Now, false is a key phrase. Intentionally is a key phrase. But more than that is statement. That's the how should I say, the polarizing component within this entire equation. Because in order to, what I would argue, if I didn't take the standpoint that I really thought, I would say that in order to make a statement, you have to say something. You have to speak. You have to. There's an emphasis on speaking. All right, and hell, if we really wanted to go down this rabbit hole, we could go all the way to what the statement mean. And big shout outs to JC Productions, man. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm gonna go ahead and wave to you. All right, but overall, and I'll say this. I'm looking at the amount of people that's up in here. I don't necessarily know who or what is. I don't know. But what I'll say is, JC, if you still happen to be in here right now, what we've got going on. I know typically a lot of my videos that I happen to post on social media is really pertaining towards the News of the People, not a podcast, the News of the People news platform that I have. But this is actually something different. It's actually another episode of The Royal High Table, which is my podcast, all right? And I'm actually bringing it back. And actually, for anyone who happens to be here, all right, you're a part of something special. I won't necessarily say that it's the first time that I have, like, live broadcasted streamed, because I believe there was one website. I don't even know I don't know if it was Big O or something, but it was a one platform that I ended up using, and I ended up live broadcasting there. Had a couple people pop in, and I had some questions, and we were actually going, we were conversing. But this is actually the first time that I'm utilizing one of the major the major social media platforms, because I haven't done so on YouTube. I haven't done so on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. In fact, what I'm going to do is this, because now as I'm looking at all the different pieces of equipment that I happen to have around, I don't mean to get away from the question that we were talking about. What I'm thinking I'm going to do next time, because right now I've got these computers. I have computers all around, laptops all around, but what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, for these laptops, I'm going to have the laptops, my phone right now. I'm going to try to live broadcast stream, utilize that, and then utilize like my actual desktops for catching the content, and say if for whatever reason it doesn't save, the live doesn't save, then just go ahead and just post that on post the footage on all over wherever it is that I can get it out to. That's my game plan. But again, JC, if you still happen to be in here, the question was, overall, the structure of this particular podcast, I had like 6 different questions, and the first one that we ended up talking about was, is it possible to lie without saying a word? And I won't mess around, and for the sake of, the people who do happen to be watching, I guess whether it be on their own time or live. I won't necessarily go too much into it, but overall, I think that it is possible to lie without saying a word, really, because there's many different ways of communicating. And Ashrith, he ended up laying it out beautifully. There's sign language, there's body language, and then, of course, a particular point that I ended up mentioning was that, silence, even not saying nothing. Like, maybe, like, I brought up an example of, like, shaking your head no, or nodding your head yes, not, and that, I guess, being a way to intentionally deceive someone, but even the mere silence, that, and of course, it's debatable, but overall, that could be utilized to, how should I say, ooh, shit. Y'all, I don't know if y'all heard that thunder, but yeah, no, it's going down outside. But nonetheless though, that made me lose my train of thought. But nonetheless though, I'm back. I was mentioning something about even nodding your head no, or shaking your head yes. Wow, what the hell? Okay, my fault, y'all. I lost my train of thought. But nonetheless, though, wow, I'm back. Silence. Even that could deceive someone, especially if you know that silent, like the person asking the question or looking to gain some new information or whichever, is going to be confused. Oh, yeah, you see, Ashrith? You see Ashrith? Yes. I thought for a moment I didn't know, like, because it's going on, so like I didn't know exactly how loud it was, but I know that, of course, we in Southwest Florida, so we know what's going on. It's storming outside. It's storming outside. Good thing I ended up getting what I needed to get from the store and making it back. But again, I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm gonna say this too, and I'm gonna give a huge big shout outs to Ashrith. I'm gonna do that time and time again. All right, because I know that at this point, it's 2023. I've been making content since 2021, ever since COVID, really. And I'll say, dang, when did I actually meet Ashrith? I want to say it feels like definitely sometime during 2022, and ever since that point, he's been rocking with me and supporting me ever since. So y'all make sure that y'all give this man his props, because there's a lot of trolls, there's a lot of people out there online and stuff, and listen, Ashrith definitely does more than play his part when it comes to spreading and promoting good and positive energy just throughout the world. And also, not only that too, but he makes content as well. So y'all make sure that y'all check out his social media page. And I know that for what's it called, when I happen to post it, I'm going to do my best to make sure that I put his social media page down in the description. Ashrith, I'll say this, Ashrith, yo, dang, I know that you're a busy gentleman, but if you happen to, damn, I know this, like, it was a little bit tricky, back in 2021, 2022, because, during the falls and during the spring, I had to go back up to college at Tallahassee at the Florida State University, of course, but now that I'm graduated, I'm down here in Southwest Florida, so, and I know, again, I've been showing a whole lot of love to FGCU and its organization, so if you end up pulling up to enough events, I'm sure that we're definitely going to run across each other. I'd love to meet you. I know that, we met each other virtually, but nonetheless, though, again, big shout outs to him, and I'll go ahead and move on to the next question, because I don't even want to, continue to keep going on and sounding like a broken record or anything, but let's see, there I do have 5 other questions, and honestly, I'm trying to figure out which one I'd like to hey, no problem I'm trying to figure out which one I would like to actually address first. These are some juicy ones, and I'll say that some of these ones I actually have already answered before. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, hey, big shout outs to you. All right, and y'all, I know that at times, like, I'm pausing and I'm I'm looking down at this particular screen in this particular direction, trying to respond. Sharif, he's messaging, he's responding, man. Soon enough, we're gonna have a whole lot of people up in this chat, man. But definitely though, he mentioned that right now everything's going fabulous, and right now he is he's taking courses for the graduate program again at Florida Gulf Coast University. Big shout outs to FGCU as well. But let's see. The question that I wanted to ask, all right, was who do you find yourself comparing to? All right, just as you go about life and doing your thing. And overall, that's a pretty that's a good question. That's a good question. As Sharif, I know that I know the Wi-Fi and stuff is all over the place. Not that your Wi-Fi is all over the place. I don't know how the whole situation of the delay. But what I'll ask you is this. All right, and again, for anyone else who happens to, whether you be watching it live or watching it, just on your own time, the question that I wanted to ask y'all is, who do you find yourself comparing to? All right, and actually, let me go ahead and pop up the website, because I actually want to see what their intention was in asking that particular question. Hold up. What was the intention? Who do you find yourself comparing to? Okay. So from what I see on this website, in which I'm going to credit my source, a.k.a. cite my sources, cite what's it called? Cite citation. The overall intention was, when I compare myself to people, it is usually the ones that have acquired something I desire. That's what the people. Oh, awesome. Okay, guys, so as I was going through and explaining, but I also saw that as Sharif, he ended up answering the question. Now, what he mentioned was my parent, like his parents essentially are, who it is, are essentially his comparing pieces, right? That is, how should I say, he compares himself to them. I don't know why I ended up making that a little bit more complicated than what it ought to be, but yes, he compares himself to his parents, and that's commendable. That's commendable. I'll say this: I'd love to meet them as well as Sharif, and I would imagine that they're amazing people. And not only that too, but hey, yeah, you are amazing. But I also tell you this: you comparing yourself to you're amazing and they're amazing. So everything all just it all goes hand in hand. Oh, and he's growing in his career just like both of them. Facts. Can I even leave a? You know what? You see, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention. I hadn't been in a whole lot of lives. I thought that I could I wish that I could like the comments, but nonetheless, though, it's all cool. Again, commendable, and big shout outs to you and big shout outs to them. Now, as far as for me, excuse me, who do I find myself comparing? I guess, who do I compare myself to? Damn. I honestly, I was trying to think of someone, like, how should I say, someone close, right? And when I say this, guys, I don't, how should I say this? It's not so much, I don't, there's no disrespect intended, or, there used to be, my fault. There used to be the like option in comments, but it's been, damn. Jeez Louise. Y'all, they removed the like options from IG. I'm pretty sure y'all probably knew this before I did, but damn. Jeez, I was wondering too. I was like, man, let me go ahead and like this, bro. He's setting some gems up in here. But nonetheless though, for me, who I find myself comparing myself to, it's not necessarily anyone. It's not any, like, I'll say this. It's not, man, because I'm trying to word it very carefully, because I definitely it if for whoever it is that happens to be watching this video and listening to the podcast, oh, what's up, Kamari? All right, now I'm gonna just go ahead and give you a quick rundown. All right, I know that you may have come across some of my videos, especially with the news of the people. Now I'll say this, of course, I end up showing a whole lot of love to lots of different people, lots of different organizations, but for this go around, actually is one of my episodes of the Royal High Table. All right, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it might look like he left. It's all cool. All right, come and go, it's all good. But nonetheless, so I'm going to get back to the question. It's not, I don't necessarily find like a friend. Like, I have lots of friends I make lots of friends. I have lots of friends, acquaintances, whichever. I don't necessarily find myself really comparing myself to them. And I know that may sound a certain type of way. And it's not. Man, how should I say it? And it's not. They're definitely good. I'll say they're even great people. But it's I don't know. I think I've got an idea for who it is that I want to become. And honestly, funny enough, it's not even for the people that I'm about to mention of who I compare myself to. It's not just one particular person, because there's not one individual person that I want to like. I'll say this, I don't want to be like one particular person. I guess here's a way that I'm going to try to explain it. It's an analogy, right? Not that Kobe, and rest in peace to the Mamba, not that Kobe was like, I guess to some degree he was trying to be MJ, but also I'd like to think that Kobe was trying to be Kobe as well. With as close and very similar as Kobe's career and what Kobe did in relation to MJ, I'll say this: there's not someone, there's like, in the way that Kobe had MJ, there's not an MJ for me like that. There's multiple different people that, like, I'll say for this particular person, this is something that I want to make sure that within myself that I have and I exemplify. Right, and that's that with a lot of people, a lot of celebrities. Even I also take inspiration in characters. Even the again the people within the movies, the people within the books, and within the different creations and stuff like that. So, with that being said, I know that when I was in high school, one particular person who I always compared myself to was LeBron James. Right, and I'll say this: one, at where I am in life now and where he is in life now, two totally different spots. I'm not trying to make the case that I'm LeBron James or whatever, but he is somebody that I try to again compare myself to, in the sense of with whatever it is that I'm doing. Right, I know that LeBron James, one major thing that characterizes his career is versatility. That's really a major thing. And now I'll say versatility, longevity, and not only that, it is for people. I'll say this: even the way he's handled criticism. He listen. He's the most the most scrutinized, the most examined player. Definitely in basketball. Damn near might be in all of sports. Regardless. I don't know. He's got a strong case, because, bro, listen, everybody would. Hey, listen, when he came into the league, hey, those eyes was on him. When he went to Miami, those eyes was on him, and people and people's they how should I say, their negative emotions and negative thoughts, they were on him. When he, hell, even I'm gonna say this, even as he was going through and battling gold, the Warriors. The people was on him when he was battling Boston back. Like, it's just, and the way that he managed to still just go through and still be great, still come through and still do exactly what it is that he intended to do. And not only that, he's still doing it, y'all. He's still doing it. I don't even, like, from the time that I was a child, like that was like back in like what 2003, 2004, and now like I'm 22. He's been doing it for that freaking long, y'all. So definitely the man, big LeBron James is somebody that I try to compare myself to in terms of just making sure, again, versatility. Whenever it comes to the hard times, not really allowing for it to stop me, not allowing for it to drag me down. So that's one particular person. I'm trying to think of another person because there's really so many different people. I'm gonna say this, pause, right? Excuse me, because we're along the lines of sports, and I ended up picking out LeBron James because he was somebody that he was one of those figures that I utilized back in high school. But I'm gonna pick somebody that I utilize actually now, and of course it's in relation to the sash that I happen to have on. For those of you guys who aren't familiar, the sash says the Southwest Florida, right? And it's one of my ways of representing not only just for Fort Myers, not only just for Lee County, but again the entire region of Southwest Florida. And then I'll say this, because I wear my Southwest Florida sashes pretty often, which, by the way, I'm making. I'm gonna let y'all know just a little I guess a little plug. I'm selling the sashes. I'm making sashes and I'm selling them, customized out. So definitely hit me up in my DMs if y'all want to know more about that. But soon enough, those sashes, it's going to say, of course, 239. It's going to say, it's going to say other towns within the region. It's going to say Lehigh. It's going to say, it's going to say Cape Coral. It's going to say North Fort Myers. It's going to say Port Charlotte. And I'll say this, it'll also say Florida as well. Florida as an overall unit, just because, again, it's my way of doing my best to support I'll say that, for support my city, support my county, support my region, support my state. All right, and hell, soon enough it'll even progress to the point where I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm already trying to do the same thing for the entire country. But nonetheless, though, just as I've got the sash on Southwest Florida, one of the major figures, I think he's, to me, the major figure from the city, Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, prime time. He's one of those characters, not characters. He's one of the people right now that I'm sort of utilizing as a means to compare myself to. Not in a I'm trying to do better. I guess this, because in the better and worse, on that particular spectrum, I'm not really thinking that. I'm not trying to do all of, I want to do better than. No. I just want to be the best me. All right, that's my thing. I want to be the best me, and I guess really more so because as I'm going about my particular journey, I'm trying to help carve out an identity for my city, for my county, for my region, and I think one thing that honestly we could utilize to characterize our region is something that Deion has been exemplifying it seems like his entire damn life. That being on, and I guess it goes back to the versatility, man. He's just an outright baller. Like for Ashreef, I know that because I'll be completely honest, y'all. I only got one person in the live, and it's Ashreef. So I'm gonna keep it all the way real. So Ashreef, I'm talking to you right now, and for anybody who happens to be listening now or later, whichever, I'm talking to y'all. But Deion Sanders, I won't even say just in Fort Myers. Funny enough, I'm going to say in Fort Myers, one of the key telltale signs that you're from the area is if you know somebody, or like, I'll say this, one, if you know somebody, but especially if you have a family member who grew up with Deion. That's how you know you and your family, y'all are really from Fort Myers, because all of the people who are really, really from Fort Myers, been in Fort Myers for a while, they have seen and encountered Deion, whether it be they played against him, whether it be they went to school with him, whether it be they lived in the same neighborhood, whether it be they went to the same middle school, they saw him at the store, whatever, they relatives, and they ended up coming across whatever. All right, you've encountered Deion at some point in time. And overall, but just going back to the amount, I guess the sauce, the flavor, what it is that he provided, just throughout his time, just within the world. Listen, I'm gonna speak about his, like, at the age of, I remember I was watching a video the other day on IG. At the age of 22, y'all, I think I heard, like, in the video, it said something like there was like one particular week where he ended up playing a game in MLB, right? And he ended up hitting a home run. I think he went to bat like 5 times. He managed to hit 3 out of the 5, and he hit a home run. And then he came back later that week, 5 days later, and he ended up, it was his iconic punt return touchdown. Well, I say iconic, but I don't even know who the hell he played. I damn near want to say the Rams. All I know is it was the play where Dion muffed the punt, picked the ball up. Somebody tried to tackle him, did not do the proper tackling mechanics, and you can't do that with Dion. He's way too. I think Dion is he could get shifty, but the thing with Dion, just as I'm going through and I'm trying to like recall his style whenever he gets the ball, I almost don't even think he needs to be shifty. I don't recall there being many times where he shook people, but definitely I'm gonna say this: if he gets a crease, because he can outrun you, it don't even matter. It regardless of if he has daylight or not. But if he gets daylight, it's up. It's up. So, y'all, everybody better be on their P's and Q's. But that versatility to go one night, hit a home run, come back in a totally different sport and wow out and do some amazing things, it doesn't get no better than that. It doesn't get like that. That's the awesomeness. That's the level of greatness, that I guess one that I want to make sure that, like, when I look back at my life, because a lot of times I look at my life as like a story, as I look at my life as a story, I look at it as a movie, and a guy definitely has a role to play, but to some degree, I'm a director and I'm the lead star in the role. I mean, in the movie. But nonetheless, though, that is something, just the ability to go on one end, while out, do your thing, do some amazing things with this particular craft, and then come back and do the same thing in this particular craft. And for me, in my instance, I'm trying to do something in everything. And Dion, pause. I'm talking, Dion doing it in one sport. Dion's still doing that to this day, y'all. Because he was an amazing player back when he played, Super Bowl winner. I think he may have won I think he may have also played in the Major League Series, and I think he may have got a ring, in baseball as well. But y'all, even now, do y'all see what he's doing? Pause. Y'all need to know what he did for Jackson State, because he made them a powerhouse. I don't know if they're a powerhouse now, but when he was with them, they was a powerhouse. And he got with Colorado. He got Travis Hunter, and it's up for everybody. And I'm telling you, y'all, the rest of college football better take notice, because Dion, bro, he ain't never played with nobody, but he really ain't playing with nobody. So, but that's what it is that I'm trying to I'm trying to do as well, and I'll say, it's sort of that particular spirit, it's that particular essence overall that that sort of kind of fuels me, which is why y'all can see me in the News of the People videos, and then come back and promote the daily word from God, and do my best to spread out blessings that way, and then come back and with the gaming videos, and come back with the music, and come back with this, and come back with that, and come back with that. That's really I guess what it is that I guess that's one of my focuses, just as I'm going through and I navigate life every single day. I know I was sort of kind of long-winded on that one, but what I'll say is this. What I'll say is this, y'all. This particular episode is just going to be like a quick little, it's I won't say a quick little warm up, because I'm looking at the time on not on the live, but I'm looking at the time on my computers, and they all are saying damn near 45 minutes. All right, so we damn near ran up an hour. Ashrith, I'm pretty sure by the time that we finish, we may run up an hour. But I guess definitely as I go through, I'm going to try to make this more of a consistent thing. At a certain point in time, I'm not even gonna make no excuses. It's just me just trying to navigate life, and in doing so, I did well in some areas, and I sort of kind of slacked off in others. But yeah, no. This particular, I say all that to say that this particular episode is going to be. Funny enough, it's pretty long, but it's on the shorter side because we definitely tend to go longer than this. But I'll go ahead and answer one more question. I'll answer one more question, and I'll save the rest, and also gather some more material for the next time that we happen to go live and do this again. Because guys, we will be doing this more consistently. And I'll go ahead and tell you guys the whole schedule, afterwards. But we'll go ahead and get to the final question. We'll get to the final question, right? Oh dang. Oh, dang, I think Ashrith had to take off. It's all good. It's all good. I'm still going to keep going. Oh, thank you. He's back. Yay. I was like, yo, for a moment, I tell you this, I was still going to keep going, but in my heart, or I guess, on the inside, I was like, damn, man, I lost my friend. It's all cool. But I'll go on with the final question, right? The final question that I have, and let me go ahead and pick out the best one of the ones that we have remaining. And again, thank you so much again, Ashrith, for being here with me. What gets you the most excited about life? Pause. Pause. It's not the question that I'm going to answer. I'm just I'm just reading them out. I'm just reading them out loud. Oh, thank you, Ashrith. Well, you know what? I'm going to pick this question. I want to end off on a very, very interesting note. All right? So the final question that I want to go out with is, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? This is going to be very, very interesting. All right? Well, I'll say this. Really, it's because Ashrith, you listen, I'm sure like I know. The world has always been a tricky place, but with the way that society is now, oh boy, it is way too easy to mess around and oh man, it's too easy. It's too easy for it. Oh man, it's too easy. It's way too easy for something bad to go down. But again, the question, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? Wow. Now I'm actually going to think on this as well. Oh, the way on how I communicate. Ooh, okay. Now I'm going to say this, Ashrith. All right. I'm going to go ahead and think about my answer, but I also would love for you to elaborate a little bit more. What exactly, I guess excuse me. What exactly, the way on how you communicate? How exactly, I guess, what more specifically have you, encountered? I found that was a weird way to ask that question. What I meant to say was, wow, just overall, yeah, no, I love to know more about what you meant by that. For me, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? Here's the funny thing. With what it is, with the answer to my question, I think. Ooh, you know what? Pause. I'm holding. I'm gonna put it on hold. I'm gonna put it on hold, y'all. As Shreve ended up mentioning, with his disability of autism, he has trouble speaking confidently, but it's improving, and he used to be shy. I will say this, Shreve, I know that we ended up meeting. We ended up meeting about a year ago. Definitely, of course, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. I feel like, I don't know where things started, but I definitely feel like you're at a good place. Reason, being for me, I didn't see all of the negative struggles. But what I do see is that consistently, time and time again, there's literally, to me, it feels like there's so many different forms of content that you end up posting. Again, for you guys, and I was, I'm speaking to you directly, but for all of y'all that happen to be listening, yeah, no, Ashrith, I happen to know a little bit about him, and honestly, I think that definitely when it comes to that confidence piece, he's getting there. For me, I know that something, I guess a piece of testimonial that I could throw out there is overall, I guess, not that this entirely addresses what he was mentioning, but when it comes to the content creation, because I know just off the top of my head, I know that Ashrith he's got videos of him, playing mobile games. That's one. He's got videos of him in Zoom live webinars. He's got videos of that out on social media. And then not only that, third, he also has I want to say videos of him exercising, doing yoga exercises, in which, by the way, y'all go pause. He's got two accounts. The one that I'm gonna shout out right now is one of the ones that he has, but definitely make sure that y'all utilize that account to get his other one. But it's Ashrith9612. Go check him out, because again, he does happen to have just exercising videos, and they may be able to help you guys out. So I'm just trying to make sure that all of y'all are put on to the awesomeness that Ashrith has cooked up. But yeah, no, just off of that alone, and again, I'd love to learn more about your story, because I know that I only know a fragment of what it is that you actually that you've gone through and that you're doing currently. But from what it is that I've told y'all about, and that I happen to see Ashrith, yeah, no, I rock with you on that one. And I concur. Thinking and I don't. Definitely, again, y'all make sure that y'all give this gentleman his flowers. I am trying to, but as far as the question, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? I can tell you right now. Y'all, he's got 3 different accounts. Again, y'all check out the one that I told you. Again, Ashrith9612. All right, and I'm pretty sure through there, once you follow him, his other 2 should pop up. Again, y'all check that out, because he has some good stuff for y'all. But what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? Again, I think that, because I was actually talking with a friend of mine the other day about this. But when I told them this, they agreed with me. They thought that what I mentioned was good, but I think when it comes to in practice, like, I guess in theory, for lack of a better term, they agree with this particular belief that I have. But in actual practice, always, I got you, Ashrith. But in practice, I think that I think people's actions, that is what they disagree with the belief of mine. But overall, I know that there's a lot of issues that we have in society, and I'm just go ahead and there's a lot of issues, and there's just a lot of adversaries out against each other, against whichever spectrum, if you want to go political, the classic, the Democratic versus the Republican. If you want to go gender, right? Classic, male versus female. Or even if binary versus non-binary, now at this point. What else? I mean, it's even if you want to go along race, white against, I was about to say white against black. Overall, white against colored. If you just there's so many different, and I know that these are issues. Overall, all in all, these are all just different different forms and different types of wars, essentially, that's being fought. The only thing is just people just don't happen to call them wars. They just call them conflicts and call them issues. But nonetheless, though, if you actually pay attention, these conflicts and issues actually outlast some of the wars that we've seen within history. I was about to say, you know for certain racism, man, that might as well go all the way back to the dawn of time. But nonetheless, though, I think, and it's always tough because there's so much that was done wrong on, both sides. Ooh, okay, I see. Oh, okay, Obey Rush. All right, I'm gonna wave at you. I'm not necessarily certain how long you're going to stay, but I'm gonna let you know right now, you just ended up walking right into one of our episodes of the Royal High Table. All right, I know I do a whole lot of videos where I end up, talking about essentially the news of the people. That's my way of promoting what I happen to know going on. But this is actually my podcast episode, and right now you actually came in, we were talking about a good question. Myself and my friend Ashrith, our question was, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? Oh, dang, she ended up leaving. It's cool. All right. Oh, stop. I think she's back. Okay. Obey Rush, I don't necessarily know if you're here or not, but our question that we had, that myself and Ashrith was asking, was, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? All right, and right now, I'll say this. I was about to give my answer. I think I actually did give my answer. But I know that Ashrith, he mentioned, when it comes to his the way he communicates, and definitely he's been making improvements. Oh snap! Okay, what's up, Obey Rush? What's up? She's down. But overall, what he ended up mentioning was, because of his disability with autism, that sort of, how should I say, it affects his ability to communicate, to speak confidently. But nonetheless, though, he's been making progressions within that, and I was about to say I second the motion. Again, a funny way. I guess there's a funny way of saying I agree, but yeah, I second the motion on that one. And for me, my particular answer to the question again, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? What I was saying was, honestly, again, there's so many different issues going on, and there's so many different, I guess it's just so many different groups of people pitted against each other. But a belief that I have is that in order for these issues to truly be resolved, it's going to be one of those things where both sides are going to have to truly come together. Oh, what's up, Anto? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wave. But actually, you also ended up coming in on, right now, this is an episode of the Royal High Table, which is my podcast episode. All right, now, y'all, I'm recording on so many different cameras, but this camera right here on my iPhone is the only one that is, streaming out live. So, again, big shout-outs to y'all for popping up in the chat. But the question that I had that we're answering is, what's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with? And my fault, Obey Rush. I don't mean to, keep to repeat myself or whatever. But yeah, it was just, I think overall, both sides, regardless of the issue, I know I talked about Democratic Republican spectrum, talked about male versus female, talked about white versus black, or white versus colored people in general. Or I pause. You can even I'm gonna say this, and definitely I'm saying this right now because of one, we happen to be in Hispanic Heritage Month, and definitely big shout outs to all my Latinos and Latinas, and I won't even say that. Let's just say this: big shout outs to everybody worldwide. All right, everybody, all the Hispanic people, all the Latinx people, but overall, and there's so many different conflicts even within within that particular community, and there's so much conflict within our community, within the black community. And let me stop saying our, because I'm part Dominican. Pause. Yeah. Listen, and I'm gonna say this. My apologies, Astrice, because and I want to apologize to everybody, because I should have made a post, promoting Hispanic Heritage Month, and I dropped the ball on that one. My apologies, but nonetheless, though, again, I think the only way for everything to truly get resolved, people are going to have to come together, and it's definitely, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow, because I'll take for instance the spectrum of white versus black, right? There's so much history there, all right? There's so much history there, and it's for all my melanated brothers and sisters. It's going to be hard. Of was plenty of time left, definitely, but yo, I still got to pull up to. I know Lasso's got an event this upcoming week, so I'm going to do my best to be in attendance for that at Streets. But back to the question. I know that there's so much history between white people and my melanated brothers and sisters. Again, the whole the triangular trade, the slavery, and then after that, after those many years of slavery, you still got the Jim Crow laws. You still got all those different. Rodney King. There's so much. There's literally so much to talk about. And there's so much to be upset about, and overall, I think that we're just going to have to, we have to come together. The more and more that we, I guess that there's a disdain held, and the disdain, let me just say this, for good reason. It is more certainly there for good reason, because you don't just go through and pause. I know I'm talking about the white and the black, but now I'm going to talk more indirect stuff. You don't just, for any particular group of people, you don't, and part of my French, you don't give them the shit end of the stick for so long, and then when there's a certain change that comes about, I guess expect for things to be all right, for whichever particular, especially for the particular group that happens to happen to have the better end of the deal, and then a change comes, and now it's not so much. But we have to come together to eliminate the issue overall, and I've mentioned the same sort of analogy. I've mentioned the same analogy multiple times funny enough, throughout many episodes of the Royal High Table. And this analogy is what I call the Uno analogy, right? Oftentimes, what it seems like people are okay, like these, all like the slavery, what all the different ways that women were I'll say this, all the different disadvantages that came with being a woman in throughout the past times, and again, those aren't the only examples. Those are just the top examples that come to my mind. Just I'll say this: racism, sexism, classism. Just three just named right off the top of my head. For my Uno analogy, they would be like a draw 2 card, or a draw 4 card, or a skip card, or a reverse card, or swap hands card. And what it seems like people are okay with, and I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna repeat this again and again and again and again until people truly comprehend, they truly understand and get it. But it seems like people are upset with the fact that they got hit with the card, but their reaction, their solution is never to outright remove the card from the game, if that makes sense. And matter of fact, translation, when it comes to racism, sexism, classism, colorism, there's a whole lot of isms. We could keep going on. But when it comes to these things, it seems as though people are definitely upset with the fact that they got hit with the card, but that in itself is the issue. Or the solution is, I guess the proposed solution is, I don't want to get hit with the card no more, and give me the damn card, and or give me the damn card so I can hit whoever it is back with it, right? It seems like that is the proposed solution, instead of just outright removing the card from the deck altogether so that no one gets hit. That's the solution. And for that particular solution, that requires that everybody comes to that and I'll say that it sounds like pretty much all the parties, the party that enjoyed, I'm not gonna say enjoyed, the party that benefited from from the BS, the party who got negatively affected by the BS, the external people who they don't have anything. I guess they're spectating. They didn't necessarily get hit with it. It sounds like really all parties, at the very least, the parties that are most directly involved, they need to come together as a union and get rid of it out together, just so that the issue doesn't happen to anyone on any side. And I say anyone on any side, whether it be the people that are directly involved or anyone else. That's my belief. That's my solution. That I feel like that is the solution, because otherwise, if what it is because, and I feel like, I'm not gonna say I'll say this, I feel like, and I think both. I feel like, and I think, when it comes to these solutions, they're nothing more than just reshuffling the deck. That's what it seems like, because someone else always ends up getting hit, or someone always gets, it's the shit end of the stick. And I don't know, maybe that's the complexity, maybe that's the complication, maybe that's what comes with life. I'm not certain. Actually, but nonetheless, though, we got to try to remove the cards outright from the deck. We really do. Otherwise, I know I'm not gonna say a whole lot of hooting and hollering, only because that makes it seem like there's no that makes it seem like there's not a legitimate reason for doing that. No. There's more. There's definitely a legit reason for doing it. But overall, if that's the solution, that's what could really help out, and it seems like no one's trying to do that. And it seems like no one's trying to implement that particular solution. Well, I guess whatever the translation of removing the cards from the deck would mean, or would be for these situations, if people aren't trying to do that, then ultimately all of the discussions on, regardless of where it comes from, does happen, I guess, would ultimately be relegated to being hooting and hollering, really, because that's a particular solution that, and it could help out, but it's just, for whatever reason, not being implemented. And really, it seems like it honestly just seems like someone or a lot of people just want for the conflict to exist, not now, especially that it's been present. So yeah, no, that's my overall answer to that particular question. Is that whenever there's an issue, both sides need to come together. Both sides really do need to come together. But nonetheless, though, I know I did a whole lot of talking. And big shout outs to Ashrith for keeping me company here. Big shout outs to any and everybody, you guys, for watching. Damn, I should have screen recorded this. Well, actually, hell, I guess it's all good, because I still I don't know if IG saves the lives. I hope that they do. I really freaking hope that they do. But if they don't, I'm not tripping, because that's why you get multiple freaking cameras and laptops or whatever, so there's nothing that gets lost. but nonetheless, though, and Ashrith, again, thank you so much. And for anyone else who happens to be watching on your own time, this is where I'll actually get into my game plans, all right? Because that this is the end of what damn episode is it? My apologies, Ashrith. Let me look up real quick, because I know I have so many damn episodes of the Royal High Table, even despite it being a long time that I actually did an episode. Hold up. Zachariah White, the Royal High Table. Let me see something. Let me see. Oh, come on. I should have just searched in the playlist. Here. Let's see. And playlist. Let me see. The Royal High Table. Control G. The Royal High Table. Hold up. Where is it at? Okay, wait, no, that's not it. Okay, there it is. My bad, Shreve. I don't mean to have you waiting. But how many episodes? This is episode number 40. Oh shoot. Oh snap. Okay, it's episode number 44. Okay, I felt like it was episode number 49, but no, for certain, no. With as consistent as I'm trying to get with it, oh yeah, we'll definitely get back to episode 49 very quickly. But and let me go ahead and fill you Eshrith in and everyone else on my plan. Overall, again, I know I've got gaming videos, music, now the business. I'm not even gonna say now, because I've always had the business in mind. When it comes to these sashes, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that some other time. But so music. What else? The news of the people. I'll say music, news, media outlet, gaming, podcasting. I'm trying to do so many different things, guys. But the thing is, I'm trying to be consistent as well. That's my I guess my challenge for myself as I'm going through and just really trying to be I'm trying to be the best version of myself, the best king, the best emperor that I can possibly be. I want for all of my kingdoms, all of my empires, all of my creations to be the best that they can be. And in turn, I want to make sure that, of course, I'll say there's a couple of objectives that I'm trying to suffice. I'm trying to make sure that, of course, I do my part and I serve the heavenly kingdom. That's one. I'm trying to make sure that, I do right by myself and make sure that I'm taken care of. I also want to make sure that, my creations are also taken care of. But, and I'll say this, definitely not, it's not, I'll say this, it's last, but it's not the least. It's by no stretch the least. I also want to make sure that, I help out my fellow brothers and sisters as well. Let me actually get right to the schedule, right? So for for the episodes, I typically have done these episodes on Tuesday and Thursday. And then as I was Hey, Clovity Business, man. What's up? They ended up popping in. I'll say this, you ended up catching us at a good time, because I was actually about to get ready to end end this particular episode. This is actually an episode of the Royal High Table, which is my podcast. It's a podcast that I created. And essentially we were talking about a number of philosophical questions, myself and my friend Ashrith here. And I'm glad that you could pull up. At this point, I was just going through the schedule for, when it is that I'm looking to continue with the episodes of the Royal High Table, in which they happen to be, I traditionally have done them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll look to do them for more days, on Saturdays and Sundays as well. And I guess for me, I try to, the way how I sort of kind of try to encourage and incentivize myself to do it is that, like, for Tuesdays and Thursdays, like, I don't have it as a hashtag, in which, damn, I didn't realize, but I really do create a whole lot of hashtags. But I think I should start a new hashtag, and maybe it may not be new in the world, but it's new to me, and I'm going to look to keep it going. Talkative Tuesdays and Talkative Thursdays. That's really I guess part of my motivation for why I done it for so long on those 2 days. And then after a while, because I realized I guess my intention was I wanted to get more consistent with the podcast, especially because I was so consistent with everything else. I was like, okay, listen, Saturdays and Sundays are also going to have to be speaking or speaker Saturdays and speaker Sundays. So definitely, overall, and Sunday, we're kicking off the week. We're starting off the week right now, a day of rest. But nonetheless, though, my overall goal is yeah, man. I'm trying to especially, this week, get back started when it comes to, the consistency with the podcast. Oh, thank you, Clovity Business. Also, I'm gonna say this as well. Please, before you end up leaving out of here, hit me up in my DMs. Again, and I know that I'm talking a good bit about my podcast. Of course, this is an episode of it. But again, I do have the News of the People as well, that's my news platform, that I've got created. I honestly need to create separate IG pages for these two. But please let me know about, the business that you happen to have so that I could go ahead and, spread the word to, the rest of my people. Let everybody know, hey, Clovity Business, these are the goods that they have. These are the goods and or services that you happen to provide. And I let everybody know about, what it is that you have going on. But yeah, no. Just hit me up in my DMs. Let me know, and we could talk more to specifics. But yeah, no, I'm more than happy to help out and provide assistance, with you guys. Not that you came here for that, but I want, again, as Sharif, I know that you were here when I was explaining it. But going back to, and I know that you guys were here when I was explaining it too. But going back to what I was talking about again, is I'm trying to do my best to support and promote the heavenly. Oh, just trying to motivate. Oh, okay. Well then, honestly, it sounds like we're gonna need to collab then, because we're on that same type of time then. we're right on that same type of time. And actually, I was getting to my point. I want to definitely make sure that I do my part in serving the heavenly kingdom. Of course, doing what, making sure that I'm tending to my creations, my kingdoms, and my empires, but also helping out the next person as well. And my apologies if I happen to sound like a broken record or anything like that. But this particular episode number 44, is now down in the books. And what we're going to look to do is, I know tomorrow, in actually several minutes, is going to be Monday. But I'm going to look to reconvene with you guys come Tuesday. Although I'll say this, I know that I'll be working out on Tuesday, and funny enough, traditionally, my episodes, whenever it is that I filmed, they've been late. they've been later on in the evening. Around 9:30 at the earliest. 9:30 at the earliest. But nonetheless, though, I'll look to reconvene with you, with both of you guys, come Tuesday, as well as any and everyone else who happens to join. Now, I'll say this, right now, I'm recording on multiple different, devices, and right now I've got the live stream going on IG, but come Tuesday, all right, especially because I got myself over the how should I say, the mental, the emotional hump of finally live streaming on one of these major social media platforms. Now I'm going to do it on IG. I'm going to do it on Facebook. I'm going to do it on Twitter. I'm going to do it on TikTok. Well, maybe not all of those come next time, but it's definitely going to be multiple. I want to, really get everybody. I want to get everybody together. Overall, I want for us to have some good dialogue, some good conversation. And I know that as soon enough, I'm sure, especially through IG, I'm pretty certain that, I could like share the screen with somebody, and of course we talk and do our thing that way. But yeah, no, I'm super excited on multiple platforms. Yes, Sharif, that I'll say, in many of my episodes in the past, I've always talked about that. I've always mentioned that, and there's so many different plans. I'll go ahead and tell you, fill you in on one of my plans right now. Like whenever, like I'll being honest, like right now I'm in my mom's spot. I'm still trying to, get some money to where it's like get my own spot, and I'll say this, even when I happen to achieve that and accomplish that, I feel like that opens up so much. Not that I can't, do things here, because I'm sort of shown that I can, but I would just really love my own space to, fully have everything up and going and everything up and operating. I guess for if I had to provide an analogy, sort of kind of seems like, say, who was it? Oh, thank you, Ashrith. If I had to provide an analogy, it would be like, and I'll say that. Gotta go. Hey, yo, Clovity Business. Don't worry. Thank you so much for the time that you were able to be here. I know that right now it's mad late. Pretty soon, I'm gonna let Ashrith go so that he could go ahead and get some rest, and I'll also go through, take a shower, and get some rest myself. But thank you so much again for pulling up, and thank you so much for your support as well. I definitely appreciate it. But again, back to what I was saying, Ashrith. I like an analogy that I ended up mentioning coming to mind was Kyrie Irving, when he was leaving Cleveland. He was leaving Cleveland because he was like, hey, I need to run my own team, get out on my own, do my own, that particular, that particular verbiage. And I sort of kind of feel that, that's what I sort of kind of need. And I'm not even going to say sort of kind of need. That's what myself, my kingdoms, and my empires, that's what we need. And when that does happen, for sure, I feel like we've accomplished so much right now. But if you listen, y'all, if y'all thought that we was going crazy now, boy, let me say this: just imagine how crazy we're going to go when it comes to the content, when it comes to production overall. When we got our own spot, our own space, and not only that, when I have more time to actually get to it, it's going to be, bro, listen, I'm going to be all over the place, man. But nonetheless, though, again, the goal this upcoming week, we're off to a good start. We got an episode going on Sunday, today being Sunday, and then we're going to have another episode on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and that's going to be, that's going to be my main goal. That's going to be what I'm looking to try to do consistently. And honestly, I should make a flyer for it, and I'll also, I've got to make sure that my communication is there, for you, Ashrith, and anyone else that happens to, to be in the know. If I guess this is another thing as well. If I don't happen to post a flyer, I think that's going to be one of my telltale signs. If I don't happen to post a flyer, I need to, make sure, even if I do post a flyer and I'm not going to make it, to specify, okay, no episode this go around, but we're planning and we're going to look to come back on this particular, Thursday or whichever other day. But if I don't happen to post anything, then no, for certain, your boy got caught up with something. your boy got caught up with, with life. But all in all, though, again, I'm gonna go ahead and play some music. I should have been playing the music because we ended up finishing a while ago, but nonetheless, though, Ashrith, I thank you so much. All of y'all that are watching on your time, I thank y'all so much as well. All right, definitely, it's been a great one. Of course, talking with the kings, talking with my people of royalty. We definitely got to make sure that we keep it going. And there's so many other things that I've got that I'm about to start doing. So y'all just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout, Ashrith. But overall, again, thank y'all so much. Y'all make sure that y'all like this up. I know that you've been liking it up, Ashrith. All right. Hey, no problem. I thank you so much as well. Definitely make sure, of course, for everybody watching, on whichever time, definitely y'all share this with any and everybody. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow my social media pages. I'm going to also make sure to include my podcasting links, because I know that I've got it on Spotify. I've got it on Spotify and a couple other sites that I've got to still check on. But overall, thank you all so much. And listen, I hope y'all stay easy, stay blessed up, get a good night's rest so that we can go ahead and absolutely own it this upcoming week. But above all else, stay blessed up.